shines a guiding star, and at dawn appears the sunlight.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Cloud9 Intuitive. My name is Janine and I am here to do a collective reading for the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse, which is taking place on November 19th at 12:57 a.m. Pacific time. So please adjust for your time zone wherever you are in the world. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who is new. Please subscribe to the channel if I resonate with you as a reader. And please feel free to thumbs it up, comment, interact with me. The more you interact with me, the realer the energy gets. If you are returning, thank you so much for supporting. I really appreciate it. You're really helping to make the channel grow. So thank you for riding with me. You can feel free to check the description box below where there will be links to join us over on Patreon, where not only will I be doing an extended reading for this reading, but I also do a whole host of other readings throughout each month. And then you can join us over on Instagram as well. And feel free to book me for a personal reading if you are so inclined. Keep in mind that this reading will be a general collective reading, so the messages won't resonate with everyone, but take the messages that resonate with you, leave the rest for somebody else. And that said, let's hop into this reading for the Taurus full moon. Taurus energy is really about safety and security and stability. I feel there's a lot of challenging energy in the sky that is challenging those notions of safety and security and stability and what we have traditionally thought those things to be. We are really being asked now to embrace change in new ways for our lives because the world is changing so rapidly. Everything from financial structures to what we call societal norms. All of these things are shifting and changing, breaking down. Old hierarchies are breaking down. And so we are being asked to embrace change in our own individual lives in new ways. Places where we may have been resistant to a flow that would be for our highest good, we're being asked now to course correct and find our ways back into flow. Okay, let's just, I don't want to belabor this for too long. I want to get the messages to y'all. So let's just hop in here. I'm going to start with the wisdom of the oracle, and then I have a bunch of decks in front of me, so we'll see where we go from here. Okay. Messages for the collective for the Taurus full moon, please. Oh, hello. Get ready to receive. Get ready to receive. And okay, so if you are feeling like there is a lot of turmoil around you, a lot of things that are unsettled, a lot of places where you haven't necessarily felt safe or secure, that is all sort of purposefully happening in order to kind of shift you and shake you out of your comfort zone. Because whatever's coming in for you now, oh wow, whatever's coming in for you now is going to bring in a complete balance for you. Yin and yang energy are both here. So preparing yourself to receive, and also preparing to give. Very interesting. And this is 1 and 2. There's a new beginning afoot, and I feel that very strongly. I feel that because the energy of resistance is easing. Any energy that has put us, has made us feel like we need to sort of fight the change, or or sort of clinging, any energy that has made us feel like we are clinging on to some sort of old way of being or doing, that is easing now, so that we can now come into a balance of giving and receiving freely. For some, this is a balance internally of masculine, feminine, and feminine energies. For others, this is there are divine unions afoot of masculine and feminine energies. For some, this is you figuring out what your gifts are, what gifts you have to bring to the world, and giving those gifts freely, and then in turn receiving what the universe has to offer for you, right? By giving, you open yourself up to receive, okay? And then we have happy, happy. This brings in a new sense of joy, a new sense of elation that I think hasn't been felt in a while, because the resistance that was happening, the resistance to change that was happening, was a fear-based resistance. And as that fear begins to dissipate, it opens up. It opens us each up to explore happiness in a different way, explore the depths of emotion in a different way. Explore things that we had thought perhaps were not for our highest good in a new way. Or maybe we did know they were for our highest good, and we were just sort of resistant to the way that our lives would need to change in order to bring those energies in. Okay, let's go with the Shaman's Dream Oracle next. Let's just get a couple of these, and then we'll lean in with some tarot. Okay. Shaman's Dream for the collective, for the Taurus full moon, please. Ooh. Hello. Perfect. Okay. We've got Eyes of the Eagle rising above the fray. Again, any kind of chaos and conflict, you're now sort of elevating above it. It's almost like it's not taking as, the drama is not taking this front and center position in your life, because it feels almost like your vision has expanded. Your vision has expanded past the drama. It's like the drama was sort of blinding. It was like all up in your face, right? And somehow managed to navigate around it so that you could see a little bit further into the future and realize, wow, there's so much that I need to. There's so much more that I need to do. There's so much more out there for me, right? This is protecting the future, the dragon's hoard. I'm realizing that in order to get to that future, you would have to protect yourself in this moment, and sort of setting up these clear boundaries around what this, whatever the chaos and the conflict was that was sort of keeping you. I don't know. It feels like there was like almost a clinging to it, like almost like the chaos was somehow comforting, because it's what you were used to, or something like that. The struggle is what you were used to. The arguing, the fighting, if that was your situation, that's what you were used to. The not loving what you were doing is what you were used to, and so you just sort of thought that was how it was supposed to be, and then suddenly realizing, because of this this opening of the third eye, because of perhaps a dream that you had that brought in some messages for you, realizing suddenly, oh, wait. There's so much more than just this sort of this mundane moment right here that is causing me all of this stress, and I can just navigate around it and keep my eye focused on my future vision. So here we have Winter's Dream, a gestation period, right? This is the period of internal growth, of becoming safe and secure within ourselves, right? As we embrace change, knowing that things are going to be around us, things are going to be shifting. The earth is going to be shifting around us, right? But we stay stable, right? Individually, we keep pace, like within ourselves as the earth is shifting. We maintain our own balance here, and in maintaining that balance, we open ourselves up to be curious about what exists beyond this present moment. we open ourselves up to that curiosity. So let's dig in here. We're going to use the Field Tarot because I'm enjoying this deck. Messages for the collective for the Taurus full moon. Messages for the collective. Oh, yes. Okay. That's what I said. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Bottom of the deck, we have the Prince of Wands, instigation. We open ourselves up to be newly inspired when we allow for the earth to shift around us, but we don't like, it's almost like we've been retrofitted for the earthquake, okay? Like we're like our bodies, our spirits, our souls have been retrofitted for this earthquake, and sort of just leaning into that, knowing that the earth is going to shift around us, but we're not going to topple. We are not going to crumble, okay? And let's see what else we have here. We have the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands. That's 5 wands. That's conflict. That's confusion, right? That's like it's like almost like I said, it's seeing past the conflict and the confusion, making choices that lead you into the future, that honor a future vision, making very clear choices. Making choices, it's like whenever I see this particular Two of Wands, I think about like light to light, like candle, lighting a candle, right? And so you're making choices that like light the way, right? Like every time you light another candle, it gives you the opportunity to light the next one, right? And that's leading you closer to your future, and it's leading you further away from whatever the conflict and the confusion is. Is this putting in the work here? Very Taurian energy. This is putting in the work here in order to get to where you need to go. It's almost like the being embroiled in the chaos was sort of preventing you from being able to focus on the work that needed to be done. But now it's like there's this balance that's coming into play. There's this balance that's coming into play that's allowing you to create your future in a really meaningful and mindful and intentional way. You're being allowed to create your future because you are embodying this energy of balance here. Feeling really empowered in your energy. You're feeling really empowered. I'm no longer looking at the past with disdain. Like it's almost like you look at the chaos and the conflict with a bit of indifference, because you know where you're going moving forward. You know how much you have to create. You know how pregnant this moment is with possibility. Some of you could be pregnant, but you know how pregnant this moment is with possibility. You know how much of an imperative it is that you nurture yourself in this moment, that you nurture yourself right now, so that you are in top form to create this future life that you have been envisioning. Okay. Yeah, and then the Three of Swords. You're separating from things that have caused you pain in the past. I'm gonna get a clarifier on this sword, Three of Swords. But almost it feels like you're separating from spaces where it's almost like in order to cope in those spaces, you had to make yourself emotionally unavailable. I don't know who that's for, but in order to cope in certain spaces, you had to make yourself emotionally unavailable because there was so much noise, there was so much static, there was so much chaos that it was like if you allowed yourself to be a vulnerable being in those spaces, it would have you would have toppled, you would have crumbled, and so like recognizing that you need to move away from those spaces. And as I say that, the Six of Swords flies out of your deck, moving away from chaos into calmer waters, moving into calmer waters. Some like even if this is like going from one space to another space, going from one place to another place, excuse me. Some of you might be moving toward mountains. I don't know who that's for. Some of you might be moving towards mountains. Also, like, or changing friend groups, like re-evaluating who you've been associating with. Like, if you have been involved in a lot of gossip and drama and like just a lot of like people yapping about things that they don't really know about, you're getting away from that energy. There's no more. Like, you have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. That's despair. If there's been a lot of backstabbing, if you've been the victim of a lot of backstabbing, if people who you thought were the homie turned out they're not the homie, like, that is now, you are now recognizing that you don't have to exist in that chaotic energy. You don't have to sit in that chaotic energy. And in fact, by continuing to sit in that chaotic energy, you are threatening your future vision. You are blowing out the candle that's supposed to light the next candle, that's supposed to light the next candle, that's going to lead you toward that bright vision of a future that you have been planning. Oh, I didn't even see this card had flown out here. It's the Ace of Discs is out here, right? Yeah, it's almost like you've outgrown some things, and I think it took you a while to realize that you'd outgrown them. I think it took you a little while to realize that you'd outgrown some things, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's not me anymore. Like, that's not me. That's not me. You no longer see your reflection in those things. It's almost like you. It's the retrofitting. It's like you're built now to last, or something like that. And the spaces that you were trying to coexist were not built to last. And now you're realizing, oh wait, I've been designed differently. I've been designed differently, and I need to continue to move, because this earth over here is going to continue shaking, and my design is not, like, my design doesn't require me to stay here. My design says that I can continue to move forward, right? This is also about wealth. There's new opportunities coming in for many of you because you are leaving unstable energy, because you're leaving unstable, whether or not it could be your unstable energy. This could be habits of yours that created a lack of stability in your life, right? But for some of you, there are new opportunities that are going to be presented to you, because you are, by moving forward, by moving away from the chaos, by moving away from conflict, you are demonstrating to the universe, to God, to your spirit team, and your angels and your ancestors, that you are ready to welcome in your blessing, right? You have to prepare the table for your blessing. It doesn't just like, you're not just, it's like, this isn't about luck, right? This is about shaping our lives in a way so that we can welcome in the blessing. What are these two cards here? And then you have the Death, the Transformation, and the Queen of Cups. We have three queens out here, and we have the Queen of Discs, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. This is almost Empress energy. This is almost Empress energy, and Empress energy is about Taurus. Sometimes the queen that's missing is the one that's speaking the loudest, and that's the Queen of Swords. So it's almost like here it's like you're allowing your intuition to guide you, and no longer trying to, like, logically to use, like, logic to rationalize why you should stay somewhere, why you should do something, or why you should be somewhere. You're allowing your intuition to move you. You're allowing your intuition to lead you toward what you are creating, what you are growing, what you are meant to build. You're allowing your intuition to inform your passion. And then you have the card of transformation. A death for a rebirth. Here, and this is Scorpio season here. This is like we're in the last throes of Scorpio season, and so we're all undergoing this death for a rebirth. We're all shedding this old skin, right? So that we can sort of come out on the other side like fresh and new and soft and ready, and ready to embrace fresh energy, ready to embrace a new garden. So like it feels very much like there was like a willfulness or something like that was keeping you stuck. There was a willfulness that was keeping you stuck because like it must be this way. That Queen of Swords, that thinking that it must be this way, it has to be this way. If it's not this way, then if it's not if it's not this way, then I don't know what to do. I'm just going to keep trying to force it to be a certain way. And now it's like no longer, perseverance, right? Perseverance, just pushing on, pushing, resisting the flow. The flow is trying to send you in another direction, and you're pushing back in the other direction, right? And saying, no, it has to be this way. I've always thought it was going to be this way, so it must be this way. And now you're being shown, you know what? Now your perspective, the hanged man's at the bottom of the deck. Now you're getting the shift in perspective. Now you're getting the shift in perspective that says, you know what? It doesn't actually have to be this way. If I allow myself to exist in flow, if I recognize the chaos and the conflict and the confusion for what it is, and I allow myself to exist in flow and allow myself to be moved into a calmer space, to be moved to safety, to be moved to security, it frees me up. It frees me up to expand. It frees me up to explore. It frees me up to create, right? It's almost like feeling like the chaos was necessary for creation. Like it's like, you got to be tortured in order to be great. And that's not it. That's just not it, right? When you're feeling safe and you're secure, that liberates you and allows you the space to create, allows you the space to imagine, to imagine other worlds in ways that you hadn't been able to imagine them because you were so embroiled in the mundane, so embroiled in worldly affairs that didn't really have anything to do with the future that's been waiting for you on the other side, that's been waiting for you to move out of the conflict. Okay? Whew. Let's go ahead and get a mystical shaman oracle to wrap this up, and then I'm going to take it over to Patreon and do a collective reading, do a reading by the signs, and I hope that you will join me over there. So let's go ahead and get a mystical shaman oracle, see what message wants to wrap this reading up. Mystical shaman. For the Taurus full moon, lunar eclipse, new beginnings, major endings. Just one, please. Ooh, just one, please. There it is. Ah, I love it. It's my favorite card. It's my favorite card. It's the hummingbird. It's the hummingbird. Changing direction. Changing direction. And knowing that you're protected. Knowing that you're protected. Even as the earth is shaking around you. Like you are protected in your forward movement. You're protected in your forward movement. Let's see. The hummingbird. It says, despite being so little, hummingbirds are great journeyers, migrating between North and Central or South America to feed from the summer nectar. This gentle creature can be fiercely territorial to protect its home. Hummingbird teaches us to be gentle to ourselves and to protect our personal space. Hummingbird invites you to embark on your epic quest. Bypass the dung pile of old pain and hurts, head for the flowers, and learn to trust the calling you hear ever so softly. The buzzing you feel is the sound of your hummingbird wings preparing you to say yes to a new adventure. This is not the time to linger on what has gone wrong, but to trust in the rightness of the moment and take bold action. Trust that success is assured, even if you must face tests and challenges to reach your destination. Know that all will be well, because the all is in the small. This mighty being comes to teach you stillness in motion and to trust your inner knowing that the sweetest nectar is assured. Failing to act when the moment is right can spoil your journey. If you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you freely now. Still your mind, even in the midst of your very hectic schedule, and heed the gentle voice that calls you to test new wings. I could not have picked a better card by hand to capstone this message. And I really hope that the message resonated with someone out there. If you are coming over to Patreon, let's explore where the journeys are going to take us. We'll go sign by sign and explore where the journey is leading us. But if this is where we leave things, thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And I am sending you so much love, so much peace, and so many blessings. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.